All right. Well, week 7 was an interesting week. Drew Brees lit it up. Um, now, my my stack, my welfare stack of last week was Hoyer and Nate Washington, and they that stack met value. Um, but obviously the stack was Drew Brees and Watson and or Cooks. But that would have cost more money. But but anyhow, if you were fortunate enough to pick that stack, then you did good. In order to win real money, that's the stack you had to go with in week 7. Um, Now going into week 8, I'm liking the stack of Eli Manning, who had a monster game, threw 6 touchdowns, and I like his number one option of Odell Beckham Jr. I'm a Giants fan, but that's not the reason why. I think Eli's gonna have another monster game, and he's relatively cheap this week. So the only problem is Odell Beckham Jr. is expensive for a wide receiver, but there are a lot of injuries this week in week 7, and you can pick up some key players that are going to get a lot more burn because of Keenan Allen, Steve Smith Sr., Bell from the Steelers. All these guys are going to be out, and their replacements are going to be really cheap. So I really like the stack of Eli Manning and Odell Beckham Jr. Other quarterbacks that I like in week 8 is Andy Dalton. His quarterback rating is 107, and he's going against the Browns. Their defense, their pass defense, is the 10th worst in the NFL. Also, like Derek Carr, looks like Amari Cooper, Crabtree. They're running routes really well for him. He has a lot of protection. I think he sacked the least amount in the league this NFL season. So he's got the time. His quarterback rating is 105. He's going against the Steelers, and the Steelers like to blitz a lot, but they're the 7th worst pass defense. And I think Amari Cooper is going to have a big game, accompanied with Crabtree. Ben Roethlisberger finally back. He had a bit of a rough first game. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great by any means. His quarterback rating is 94, and he's got he has a history of coming back from injury and having subpar games, but he picks it up after that. So I'm thinking he that's gonna be the trend here. And his quarterback rating is 94. He's going against the Raiders, which are the 2nd worst pass defense in the NFL this year. So, and the fact that Bell is out, so they may pass the ball a little more. But regardless, even with Bell there, I like Roethlisberger with the matchup. Now, running back matchups that I like there are Freeman, 88 yards per game he's averaging. He's going against the 49ers, and we all know the issues that the 49ers have. They just benched Colin Kaepernick. We don't know how good that offense is going to be running. They may not even be able to move the ball, and so if Atlanta jumps to a 2-touchdown lead, they're probably just going to run that ball nonstop. So Freeman can have a huge game. And the 49ers are the 10th worst run defense. Then we have Ronnie Hillman from Denver. He's averaging 54 yards a game. He's got the starting job now, and he's going against the Colts. Colts, fifth worst run defense. And Hillman is a cheap running back. He doesn't cost a lot. And I like Blount from New England. He's averaging 53 running yards per game, and he's going against the Redskins, which are the third worst run defense in the NFL. More than likely, Brady's going to throw 2-3 touchdowns by the end of this half, and they're going to run that ball nonstop. So I'm looking at Blount as having a huge game. Wide receivers, Julio Jones, as usual. He's averaging 10 targets a game, going against the 49ers, the sixth worst pass defense in the NFL. I like Thomas from Denver, Peyton Manning's number one target. Looks like things are offensively starting to work for him a little bit more. They just did a trade. They got Vernon Davis from the 49ers. And that's historically, Peyton Manning does better when he has a tight end to throw to. So that may open up the game. And D. Thomas from Denver may get some extra catches there. And they're going against the Colts, which are the fifth worst pass defense. And then we've got Brandon Marshall. He's averaging 10 targets a game, going against the Jaguars, who are the eighth worst pass defense in the NFL. And then in tight end, I like Delaney Walker from Tennessee. He's averaging 7 targets a game and going against the Saints, which are the fourth worst pass defense in the NFL. Then you have Tyler Eifert, 6 targets a game, going against the Browns. Once again, they're the 10th worst pass defense in the NFL. Horrible. And Vernon Davis, traded from the 49ers over to the Denver Broncos. He's averaging almost 5 targets a game over there in that sorry offense. And now he's going to Denver, where he's bringing something, a new dynamic to that offense. A pass-catching tight end that Peyton Manning can really flourish with. Again, they're going against the Colts, which is the 5th worst pass defense in the NFL. And besides that, there's rumors that I've read online that the Broncos are trying to shop for another offensive lineman to protect Brady a little bit more. But as it is, Vernon Davis going to Denver Broncos. Peyton Manning loves throwing to tight ends. It's going against the Colts, 5th worst pass defense. Things a win-win. And Vernon Davis is dirt cheap. So those are my matchup picks of the week. And once again, I like Eli Manning, ODB, as the quarterback wide receiver stack for the week. All right, good luck. And check out Fantasy Team Assist whenever you get a chance.